This adventure takes us to a stunning lake we'd never camped at before. Between the incredible scenery, great camp food, and all the wildlife, it was everything we were hoping for. Of course, camping always has a way of throwing in a surprise or two, so come along and see how the weekend unfolds.
Do have the bear spray, but that sounded pretty dramatic. Welcome back. We just set up camp.
Yes. We are so lucky to find a spot because this is the first weekend that the kids are out of school.
And Canada Day is coming up in
A couple of days.
In a couple of days too. And this is a very, very popular area. Yeah. But we came down a little bit of a road that most people probably won't go down. We're right here by the beautiful lake. And we'll be spending the next 2 days here with you. But before we show you around, I do have a special shout out to probably one of our younger viewers of this channel. His name is Nicholas. Nicholas, if you're watching this, it was a real pleasure meeting you the other day, and so glad you're following us along, and hopefully you're gonna go out camping soon too. And I did give you one of our pens, one of the Backward Journal pens, and I told Michelle about it. And once I got back home, she said, did you make sure the pen actually works?
We had one floating around that didn't work. So if you got that pen, you get your parents to message us and we will get you a pen that works.
It was a real pleasure meeting you. Have your parents contact us. If that pen's not working, you will be getting a new pen from us. Anyways, just wanted to shout out to Nicholas. Really nice meeting you. Anyways, with us, I think we are going to just relax, sit around a little bit, and we will catch up with you later. We've got dinner plans, we've got breakfast plans, we've got all kinds of plans.
All kinds of plans.
And we'll catch up with you later.
See you in a bit.
Bye. While we were trying to level out the Jeep, Michelle noticed that we unfortunately, on our travels here, have collected a nail, bolt, whatever you might want to call it, stuck right in here. Don't know when we got it, but so far it doesn't appear that we're losing any air. Fortunately for us, we do have our tire repair kit with us, and we do have our compressor with us, so we're able to fix it. And it looks like it's in a location where it's relatively easy to fix, because if I back the vehicle up, it would be sitting right around here, and I may not necessarily have to take the tire off. I will have to jack the vehicle up, but that will probably do out on the Forest Service Road because it's a bit more level there. Important to have a tire repair kit with you, as well as a compressor when you're hitting the back roads, because you never know what's going to happen. Fixing a tire is relatively easy and quick when you know what you're doing. But highly recommend to have that in your vehicle, because we don't have any self-service here. We do have our Zoleo with us where we could contact people with, but we prefer not to. So bring your compressor, bring your tire repair kit when you're out on the back roads. The wind has finally died down. It's been windy all afternoon. The sun's been out, but it's been very, very windy, which made things a little bit cooler than we expected it to be. Anyways, we just started the fire. Michelle is feeding it right now over there. Well, she was there a moment ago, but the fire is going. Anyways, one of the reasons we go out on this particular trip is to actually figure out, or to dial in, everything that we need to dial in for a big trip coming up in August. And some of you already know where we're going, and we're not quite giving it away yet. That will be, I think, in the next video when we'll be telling you guys where we're going to be going, and it is going to be our biggest adventure yet. And from everything that we've learned on our first big trip down to the Owyhees in Oregon, then the following year we did our big North Vancouver Island trip, and then last year we did the Kootenays and the Caribou. And from all of these trips, boat going by right there, I don't know if you can see it, you can probably hear it. Anyways, from all those trips we learned our lessons, and we're trying to make everything a lot easier, a lot faster, a lot more convenient for this upcoming trip, because it is going to be a big trip. We're going to show you tomorrow a bit more about what we're trying to do and how we're trying to make things easier on us. For now, it's time for dinner, and I think it's going to be steak on the menu tonight. We'll see you later. Yeah. We just heard a massive crack.
Something fell. It sounded like a tree fell.
It sounded like a tree came down, but I think we need to be very, very aware of what's happening. Do have the bear spray, but that sounded pretty dramatic.
I don't hear anything else now, though.
No, neither do I. That may have just been a tree that came down somewhere in that direction over there. All right, we're pretty tired, but that kind of woke us up again. Good morning. It's another beautiful morning here on Vancouver Island. We had a good night's sleep. Woke up really late. Had an owl last night that must have been sitting in one of the trees right above us. It was super loud. I hope I got the recording on my phone. Went off a few times. And then at around 5 o'clock this morning, logging operations started across the lake there, and we heard the first tree fall, and it sounded very much like what we heard last night in our neck of the woods right there. So we're probably gonna go venture out there and see if we can find that tree that came down. Got spooked there for a moment though, because that was loud. Anyways, time for a coffee, and we gotta check out that tire. When I checked last night, it didn't seem to have lost any pressure, but we're gonna check again this morning and then check the gauge too, if any pressure was lost at all. So we'll do that. But Coffee first, it's gonna be a beautiful day. I thought, because I had it, like in the beginning, I had the bag lengthwise against the wall there, and I thought I could do that, but then I was sleeping on an angle, even more so, and then I pushed it the way it was when you came in.
So I'm trying to figure out how we're going to pack our toiletries and clothes for our big trip. We're going to have a lot of one-nighters, so we're hoping to get away from setting up the annex, so it would kind of just be open like this. The problem with that is then we're losing storage space. We normally have our bag down there of clothes and various things. So we tried last night to sleep with the bag in the tent. Why not have the bag up here? However, we would probably have 2 bags, so that makes it complicated again. Anyways, it didn't work because it works this way great when nobody's in the tent, but somebody loses their leg space. So then we tried the bag this way, the opposite way for night, which works great until somebody needs to go out to the bathroom. It's almost impossible to get out. I do have some of these bags so that we can put, you know, all shorts in there or all pants in there, and then just easily take it out of the bag and up into the tent for, you know, what we need. I don't know. If any of you have any suggestions on how we should pack our clothes for a big trip that's going to be the most convenient and space saving, shoot us a comment, shoot us a message. Your input would be most welcome. We may just go to bins. That's another option we were thinking. Then using those bags again to bring out what we need for the night up until the tent. But let me know what you guys think.
There he is, the little bugger. Should be relatively easy to get out, but that's me saying it now. Let's find out how that's gonna actually work out. It does not look as if we lost any tire pressure at all. So that's good news. So let's go ahead and actually check the gauge. Sorry for the noise, but it does not actually look like we lost anything at all. That is good news. So all we got to do tomorrow is go back up that hill, and the idea is to drive to the next provincial park, which is not far from here, because they've got a nice flat surface where nice flat parking area where I can fix the tire easily, because we're a little bit on an angle here, so I really don't want to do it here. But that is a tomorrow problem, not a today problem, so we'll deal with that tomorrow. In the meantime, I think it's time for breakfast. Yeah, let's make breakfast.
So we have a change of plans for our meal arrangement today. We were going to have shrimp sandwiches for dinner and have a hot breakfast, but being that it's so hot out today, and it got kind of later in the day, so it makes it even warmer. It's about 3 o'clock. So we're going to have shrimp sandwiches for breakfast lunch because it's a cool dinner, and we're going to have our hot breakfast for dinner. Let's make our shrimp sandwiches. We've got roasted garlic mayo, shrimp, cream cheese, dill from home, lettuce from home, and brioche buns. Oh no, you have to cut the buns.
one of the things we're trying to optimize for our big trip coming up in August is our fridge situation. Usually in the fall and winter, we take our set power fridge with us when we go camping or just out for the day, because it is efficient enough for the fall and winter. Come summertime, we usually take with us our ICECO fridge right here, which is bigger, but also more efficient. And we have the option to divide it into a freezer section as well into a fridge section all at once. So a dual zone setup. On this trip right here, we're trying to figure out, and if I show you right here, you will see that we've got one section set to 4 degrees for the fridge, and over here the other one is set to freezer at -10. We're just trying to figure out how much power we're actually going to be using on our new power system, and I'm not going to go into that right now, but there's a link down below if you want to know what that is. And so far it has not disappointed. So having the freezer option, which we have not used before, opens up a whole lot more possibilities for what we can take with for food and for how long we're going to have food on that trip without having to go back to the grocery store. Makes a big difference, and so far I think we're on the right track. So we're on day 2 right now with this setup, and keeping in mind that we have been charging drone batteries, camera batteries, and GoPro batteries and all kinds of other things. We've only used 76% of power out of our battery. Oh, and we charged 3 chainsaw batteries on top of that. So we'll be perfectly fine for power. And I think the fridge freezer option will be something that we'll be taking advantage of this time around, because it only makes sense.
There's something so satisfying about breakfast for dinner. Garlic, onions, sausage, hash browns, eggs, and plenty of cheese. That's camping comfort food at its finest.
That's a lot of food.
That's a lot of food, but it does look really good. Good morning. Well, we had a good night's sleep. It's another beautiful day out, but the wind just really does not let up around here. We've had, the day we got here, we got wind. Yesterday we had wind. No, wind just continues and makes things a little cooler than what it actually looks, because it's a beautiful day. We got to go home one way or another, but we still have one problem to fix, and that is the tire. And it doesn't look like it's lost any more pressure at all. So it's still looking pretty good. So what we'll do is we'll pack up, carefully get out of here, up the hill, which is the tricky bit. Get to a flat spot where we can fix that tire, because I don't want to do it here, as it is a little bit on an angle, and I don't want to deal with that. In an emergency, or if we had no choice, obviously I'd do it, but we do have an option. So let's go into that. Let's pack up, and we will see you later.
All right, nice level spot. to fix the tire.
Fix the tire.
Fun little nugget. Good thing we're finding this out now. When you get a lift, apparently you need to get a new jack too. This should be fine for this tire repair, but if we actually had to take the tire off, it's kind of a problem.
All right, got all the things here. We need this little poker. We need this guy right here to put the plug through here and then stick it in the hole down there. And then we've got the plugs over here. And I think with the size of the nail in there, I think one plug will actually do it. First,
The removal.
the removal. Let's see how difficult that's going to be. Actually, no, you know what? Let's put the plug in here first. Let's do that first so we can be as quick as possible. This is actually almost the most difficult part right here. Get this through here. There we are. That's what we want. Back to the nail. Let's try to get it from here first. Ah, easy.
Go, go, go.
Where did the poker go? Oh, there you go. There we go. Now get you back out.
We got the glue for it?
No, I don't.
No cement.
No, I do not have rubber cement. Usually we would put rubber cement on there, but it will do without for now. We got ourselves a fixed tire, just like that.
Done.
Oh, that was actually easier than I thought it was going to be.
Now we just got to put the air back in it.
Now we got to put the air back in it, yeah. There you go. It's the culprit right there. You never know what you're going to get.
On the back roads.
On the back roads.
All right, that was a fun camp trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This also seems like a good place to say
Our goodbyes
our goodbyes.
for this week.
For this week, we'll see you next week. Hope you got, no, not next week. Well, hope we'll see you next time. And next time,
We are going to be announcing our big trip plan.
yes. So make sure to tune in next time from camp, which will probably be our last camp from Vancouver Island until we leave. And with that, we already gave a little something away. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and hit that subscribe button.
Like and comment.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.